Most people have heard of ice roads, but few really get how deadly they can be. These frozen routes cut across lakes, rivers, and wide-open tundra where a single mistake could cost you everything. They're unstable and unpredictable, and even skilled drivers have to stay sharp every second behind the wheel. So in this video, we're breaking down 15 scariest ice roads in the whole world, where life is always on a knife's edge, or should we say, on a sheet of ice. Let's start off with number 15, the Karakoram Highway. If you're the kind of person who thinks a road trip should feel like brushing shoulders with death, welcome to the Karakoram Highway. Stretching a wild 1,300 kilometers through the Himalayas, this beast connects Pakistan with China and dances along the edge of Kashmir. With altitudes touching nearly 5,000 meters, oxygen's more of a suggestion than a guarantee. Landslides here are constant, and monsoon chaos is normal. Built over 20 years ago and opened to the public in 1986, it's been labeled the 8th wonder of the world. But only if your idea of wonder includes the risk of altitude sickness and roads that vanish in the rain. Initially, Pakistan wanted to take the safer Menaka Pass, but China insisted on the steeper Kunjarab Pass, citing potential Indian airstrikes. Guess who won? Today, it's a huge tourist attraction, but don't show up in a sedan thinking it's a scenic cruise. Bring a 4x4, strong nerves, and a stomach for elevation. Number 14, James Dalton Highway. This highway isn't just a road. It's a 666-kilometer punishment from Mother Nature herself. Stretching from Fairbanks to Deadhorse, this frozen gauntlet was built to serve oil pipelines, but has since become a legend among long-haul truckers and thrill-seekers. Nicknames like Oil Spill Hill and Beaver Slide tell you everything you need to know. There's no cell service, no gas stations, and medical help? Better hope you're near one of the two endpoints. With temps plunging below -40 degrees Celsius and winds that slap you sideways, it's survival of the grittiest. Add in 16% gradient slopes and random patches of black ice, and it's a horror show on wheels. Rental companies won't even let their cars touch it. Most who dare the Dalton pack extra tires, tools, fuel, and a CB radio just in case things go sideways, which they often do. It's got wild Arctic views, sure, but if you're not prepared, this road will chew you up and spit you into the tundra. Number 13, State Road D915. You wouldn't think a country famous for baklava and bargain hair transplants could also serve up one of the most terrifying roads on Earth. But welcome to State Road D915. Originally carved into the Sali Mountain by locals conscripted during a Russian invasion in World War I, this gravel death trap spans 179 kilometers. Most of it's manageable, until you hit the infamous 5-kilometer stretch between Ov and Bayburt. This section throws 29 sharp, narrow, back-to-back hairpin turns at you, with zero guardrails and barely enough room for a car and a prayer. Avalanches and mudslides are common, especially in winter, when this route becomes completely off-limits for 6 months. In 2019, a journalist tragically lost his life after an avalanche swept his vehicle off the cliff. A grim reminder of how quickly beauty can turn brutal here. Visit in summer if you must. Otherwise, this road doesn't just test your driving skills, it checks your survival instinct too. Number 12, Zojila Pass. This road's got a name that literally translates to Mountain Pass of Blizzards, so yeah, you already know it's gonna be sketchy. Zojila Pass is just 9 kilometers long, but it packs more terror per meter than most roller coasters. Perched at 3,500 meters in the Himalayas, it connects Kashmir to Ladakh, and it's barely more than a dirt ribbon winding between ice walls. Half the year it's completely shut down due to heavy snowfall. The other half? It's a dice roll. Drive too fast and you might just become a human snowball. But Zojila isn't just a frozen horror story. It's also a piece of war history. In 1948, Indian forces retook this pass using tanks, marking the highest tank battle ever recorded. Efforts to tame it include the Zojila Tunnel, a billion-dollar mega-project expected by 2028. Until then, pack oxygen, find a fearless driver, and don't look down. Because one glance off that edge, and you'll understand why this road made the list. Number 11. Los Caracoles Pass. Locals call it Snail's Pass, and once you see it from above, you'll get why. Los Caracoles is a high-altitude road that twists through the Andes, connecting Chile and Argentina. It climbs over 10,000 feet with zero safety barriers and nothing but brutal switchbacks for miles. On a clear day, it's already nerve-wracking. But in winter, well, let's say it's pure chaos. Ice, snow, and fog roll in. Visibility drops to nothing, and the narrow turns become death traps. Trucks crawl up in low gear. Buses take each bend like their lives depend on it, because they do. Every winter, the road gets shut down for days at a time due to dangerous buildup. But when it's open, it's one of the most reckless border crossings on the planet. No guardrails, no shoulder, and no forgiveness. Just you, gravity, and the occasional truck horn echoing through the mountains. Number 10. The 52 Tunnel Road. High up in the Dolomites, there's a road carved by desperation, not machines. The 52 Tunnel Road wasn't built for scenic hikes or Instagram views. It was built in 1917 by 600 soldiers and workers during World War I to keep Italian troops alive. This 6.5-kilometer mule path winds through 52 hand-dug tunnels, each one designed to shield soldiers from Austrian artillery while delivering them to high-altitude battle zones. The 19th tunnel? A twisted spiral inside a mountain tower. Yeah, they literally drilled a helix into solid rock. With slopes reaching 22%, hauling gear, or even just walking, here was an act of endurance. Soldiers basically lived like mountain moles, firing long-range artillery in icy hell. While today it's a hiking trail in summer, don't even think about visiting in winter. It's off-limits due to extreme conditions. This isn't just a road. It's a ghostly reminder of war, grit, and the brutal lengths men went to survive. Number 9. South Pole Traverse. If you think your daily commute is bad, try hauling cargo 1,600 kilometers across Antarctica. The South Pole Traverse is the logistical lifeline between McMurdo Station and the South Pole, and it's as brutal as it sounds. Forget pavement. This route cuts through snowfields, glaciers, and deep crevasses that can swallow trucks whole. No joke. There's an actual zone where the ground just randomly cracks open. Convoys of heavy-tracked vehicles carry 280,000 liters of fuel and over 9,000 kilos of cargo every year, battling whiteouts, shifting ice sheets, and temps that could freeze your soul. It takes 25 days to fully load, 10 unloaded if you're lucky. And yes, one snowstorm in 2013 trapped an entire convoy. But this road isn't just for scientists. In 2013, Maria Leierstam pedaled a trike over part of it, because some people just refuse to chill. Moral of the story? Antarctica isn't messing around. And this road? It's where adventure and madness meet halfway. Number 8. Coquihalla Highway. In the summer, the Coquihalla looks pretty harmless. Wide lanes, smooth pavement, and great views. But winter turns this highway into a full-blown nightmare. It's one of Canada's most dangerous roads for a reason. The elevation shifts are extreme. One minute you're driving through calm valley stretches, and the next you're climbing steep, ice-covered mountain passes with zero visibility. Fog, black ice, avalanches, it all hits at once. Hundreds of accidents happen here every winter. Not fender benders either. Multi-car pileups, transport trucks jackknifing, cars flying off the road. Emergency crews know this route too well. And while the road is well maintained, it's nature that calls the shots. The snow can fall faster than plows can clear it. The wind cuts visibility down to a few feet. It's not just a tough drive, it's a survival course wrapped in blacktop. Locals treat it with caution. Everyone else finds out the hard way. Number 7. Tibet to Contwoito Winter Road. This isn't just an ice road, it's the longest heavy-haul ice road on the planet. Stretching up to 600 kilometers depending on the season, the Tibet to Contwoito Winter Road exists to service remote mines in the far north of Canada. But this isn't your average trucking route. Roughly 85% of this road is built directly on frozen lakes. It's only open for 8 to 10 weeks each year. And when it is, truckers roll out in tightly timed convoys, 4 rigs at a time minimum. Speed limits are strict, and stopping randomly can be dangerous. The weight of the trucks is enough to break thin spots in the ice. Crews monitor the surface daily. Everything's tracked. Temps, cracks, even how much sunlight the ice is getting. One miscalculation, and you're not just stuck, you're under. Number 6. E69 Highway. The E69 isn't just any highway, it's the northernmost public road in Europe, stretching from Olderfjord all the way to the North Cape. It's open all year, but calling that accessible is a bit of a stretch. And if you don't believe it, just Google it. In winter, conditions are brutal. Heavy snow, black ice, and winds that feel like they're trying to peel your car off the road are just part of the drive. During storm season, individual travel gets shut down altogether. If you're not part of a government-approved convoy, you're not getting through. Even in decent weather, the road demands full attention. It cuts through remote tundra, dips through tunnels, and climbs exposed mountain ridges where the wind will literally move your vehicle sideways. It's eerie, it's cold, and it feels like the end of the earth, which, honestly, it almost is. It's beautiful, sure. But that beauty turns dangerous really fast when the temperature drops and the snow starts piling up. Number 5. James Bay Winter Road. For several Indigenous communities in northern Ontario, this isn't just a road, it's a lifeline. The James Bay Winter Road is built directly on frozen rivers, swamps, and muskeg. It only exists for a few weeks each year and disappears completely when the ice melts. And when it's open, every drive feels like a gamble. There's no pavement, no shoulder, just a thin layer of frozen water beneath your tires. Braking distances triple. Accidents aren't just dangerous, they're isolating. Get stuck and help could be hours away, assuming your radio even works. Drivers are told to slow down, avoid sudden movements, and stop way earlier than usual, because one mistake doesn't give you a second chance. Locals know the road well, but for outsiders, it's a test of patience, nerves, and pure respect for nature. It might not look dramatic on a map, but out there, you're completely at the mercy of ice and instinct. Well, it's scary, isn't it? All right, let's move to number 4. The Colima Highway. The Colima Highway, nicknamed the Road of Bones, isn't just infamous, it's cursed with history. Built during Stalin's brutal reign using Gulag labor, this 2,000-kilometer stretch from Yakutsk to Magadan cost over 130,000 prisoners their lives. Some say their remains still lie beneath the gravel. The cold here is not metaphorical, it's lethal. The region sees minus 50 degrees Celsius winters, and even a short breakdown can spell death. In 2020, a teen following Google Maps got stranded on a now-abandoned section. He didn't survive. His friend barely did, losing multiple limbs to frostbite. The road's remoteness, icy terrain, and sudden weather shifts still make it one of the deadliest routes in the world. There are no gas stations, no cell service, and no mercy. Today, memorials like the Mask of Sorrow stand to remember the fallen, but locals mostly try to forget. Number 3. Sichuan-Tibet Highway. Stretching more than 2,000 kilometers through the Himalayas, the Sichuan-Tibet Highway isn't a road, it's a rite of passage. Built in the 1950s by over 100,000 workers, many of whom never made it home, This icy monster connects Chengdu to Lhasa, slicing through sky-high passes, landslide zones, and avalanche-prone slopes. The southern route is shorter but way more dangerous, riddled with hairpin turns, rockfalls, and altitude shifts that punch you straight in the lungs, rising from 500 to over 4,200 meters in a matter of hours. Altitude sickness is practically guaranteed, which is fun when you're clinging to a cliffside with zero guardrails. The northern route is more stable and paved, but still no joke. Despite the views, this road claims lives every year. It's beautiful, brutal, and unforgiving. Unless you've got nerves of steel, a reliable ride, and a legit local guide, it's best to admire this highway from a safe distance, like Google Earth. Number 2. The Dempster Highway. Driving this highway is less about getting from A to B and more about surviving everything in between. Winding 740 kilometers through some of the most isolated terrain in northern Canada, it's the only road that cuts straight through the Arctic Circle and connects Yukon's Klondike Highway to Inuvik. Originally a sled route patrolled by mounted police in the gold rush days, the road was completed in 1979. But building it was a logistical nightmare. To stop permafrost from melting and destroying the roadbed, they had to elevate it with gravel insulation. Today, it's remote, rugged, and ready to ruin your car. Gravel flies fast, breaking windshields, and unpredictable weather can turn the route into a frozen slip and slide. In winter, good luck. Whiteouts, isolation, and sub-zero temps make breakdowns potentially fatal. If you drive this road, bring extra tires, gas, and nerves of steel, because once you're out there, it's just you, your ride, and the icy wild. Number 1. Stelvio Pass. Don't let the postcard views fool you. The Stelvio Pass is a zigzagging alpine death maze. Towering 2,757 meters above sea level in northern Italy, it boasts 75 hairpin turns that twist harder than a bad breakup. In winter, forget it. The entire pass gets shut down, unless you've got a death wish and snow chains made from adamantium. Originally carved into the mountains between 1820 and 1825 by the Austrian Empire, it was a key war zone between Austria and Italy. Soldiers once shot down the pass but weren't allowed to shoot up because Switzerland was just chilling in the middle. Today, it's more famous among bikers and cyclists, especially in the Giro d'Italia. But even in summer, it's chaos. Think narrow lanes, no guardrails, and tourists who think they're in a car commercial. If you're headed there, avoid July and August, or bring nerves of steel and the reflexes of a Formula One driver. Trust me, Stelvio doesn't play. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.